Hello, hello. Happy Thursday. I am so excited to share this with you today. I was getting really fired up around lunchtime, and when something feels really obvious to you, but then you realize you haven't actually told anybody else. That's the epiphany that I had over lunchtime today. So today I'm going to be talking to you about why my clients consistently get not one but two promotions in under a 6 month period using the process that I teach inside of my executive ahead of time 6 week group coaching intensive. Who am I? My name is Stacy Mayer, and I am an executive coach and a promotion strategist. And I am on a mission to bring more diversity to the leadership table by getting 1,000 corporate women just like you promoted into senior executive leadership positions each and every year worldwide. And I do that through my executive coaching programs like Executive Ahead of Time, that I'm going to be talking to you more about today, and through my podcast, Maximize Your Career with Stacy Mayer. Look for it on iTunes. I have over 80 episodes that you can download today and start getting the recognition that you deserve. So here's what happened. So I have these stories all the time. Like every single day, I get an email from somebody who gets promoted in my programs, in my community, listening to my podcast, whatever it is. People are constantly reaching out to me saying thank you. And I'm not making that up. I'm so much so that I'm starting to keep a tally of this because I want you guys to see the magic of this work and how quickly it can work for you. Because when I say my mission is to bring more diversity to the leadership table by getting you promoted, I am very, very serious about this mission. Many of you know I have a book coming out later this year where I'm talking about it and giving you the step-by-step process that I'm going to talk about today and really tell you the how. And I think it's so fascinating if you guys can start to look at the how and why people not only receive one promotion, but often two promotions in a 6 month period using the process that I teach inside of Executive Ahead of Time. So what was happening was, like I said, I got an email yesterday, somebody got promoted, but then I got an email last week from somebody who got promoted twice. So this is a graduate of my March Executive Ahead of Time program. So she graduated in April. Immediately following the program, she got her first promotion. And then on LinkedIn, it popped up and it said that, congratulate her for having her second promotion or her promotion. I was like, wait, is this a new promotion or the other promotion? She's like, no, this is a new promotion. And the way that she described it was she said, okay, the first promotion was just to get her caught up, to get her calibrated with where she was supposed to be. And then the second promotion was actually a promotion. This is what I teach. And I was realizing I don't say this enough, the magic of what is actually happening here when you become the executive ahead of time. And she's not the only one who does this. So I talk about this stuff with my family and my clients all the time. And I'm like, I have to put this out here on social media. And you guys ask me your questions too. What's coming up for you? Say hello, write in the chat so I know that you're there. Hi, Steve. Thank you for saying hi already. So, okay, here's what's going on. So I'll give you another example. Another woman inside of Executive Ahead of Time. She ended up having to do a promotion pitch immediately following Executive Ahead of Time, where she actually had to put her business case. And because I talk about a 3X vision inside of my program, where we're not just thinking about our next promotion or even the one after that, we're making a business case for our promotion from where we're headed long-term in our career, our 3X vision for our career. So when she did her promotion pitch, she did it from that place of her 3X vision. So she was actually talking about her long-term vision. So she received the news shortly after the last program that she received a skip level promotion. And of course, being the cool, humble person that she is, she sort of downplayed it and she said, well, we'll see. I mean, I bet a lot of people got promoted during this cycle because they didn't do any promotions last year. And I was like, well, or maybe you just deserved it. And then she followed it up and she said, Stacy, not only did not that many people get promoted, but I am most definitely the only person who received a skip level promotion. And this is happening every single day in my world. People are getting promoted not once, but twice. And it's because they are becoming the executive ahead of time. So the name of my group coaching intensive is also the process that I teach. Inside this 6-week program, you become the executive ahead of time. So you're actually doing the role of your next level promotion. And when you start to do the role of your next level promotion, the one after that is inevitable, right? It just comes, right? The one after that is the one that we're actually going for, right? So many of you guys are stuck in the small, like trying to figure out how I'm going to get just to that next level. When really what we need to start doing is just start behaving and communicating like an executive leader right now. So that's the process that I teach you inside of the program. Okay. I'm actually going to put the URL in here right now so you guys can check it out. If you're liking what I'm putting down here and you want, like, I want to join, I'm in, Stacy, go sign up, just sign up right away. So let me tell you a little bit more about how we're actually becoming the executive ahead of time. Because I know that you might be thinking to yourself, well, I'm already doing the job of like 18 million people. I'm already overworked and I'm already doing this and I'm doing a job that is above my pay grade, right? Because, I work with women. My goal is to bring more diversity to the leadership table. And often what happens is we're not actually doing or compensated for the role that we're doing, right? So you can think, well, I don't want to become the executive ahead of time because I'm already overworked and not getting paid for the work that I'm doing. But the problem is that you're not actually acting like the executive. What you're acting like is a worker bee, right? You're doing a job, you're taking all the tasks. And what I start to shift you into is thinking and communicating like a senior executive leader. And one of the things that a senior executive leader does is not do all of the things. And so the first part of this process is I start to teach you how to build better relationships with your boss by communicating with your boss as a peer, right? So you're going to pull yourself out of the weeds. You're going to pull yourself out of the details and you're going to start having better conversations with your boss right off the bat. This is why people get wins in the first week. They start to feel better. They enjoy their job more. They're happier to go to work. Why? Because they're not having 2-hour-long check-ins with their boss that are going into the weeds. And I don't care if you're at a director level, even at a senior vice president level, you can still be having conversations not at the executive level, right? Conversations that are about your scorecard too far into the weeds. And that is what I teach you to pull out of, right? We're going to start having better relationships with our boss first and foremost. That's the first thing. The second thing that we're going to do is this 3X vision that I'm talking about. And when we start to think and make decisions from that place, like how are we interviewing? How are we having who do we have relationships with? Are we connecting with our CEO? Are we actually speaking up in large group settings? And by speaking up, I don't just mean being louder. Are we actually communicating a vision? Are we connecting with senior executive leaders? That is communicating like a senior executive leader. And the 3X vision is what puts us into that thinking process, right? So we're thinking about how are we making those bigger decisions? How are we putting ourselves out there, right? And so that is what we're going to start to do. So first thing, get yourself out of the weeds, have better conversations with your boss, have your 3X vision. The second thing you're going to do is you're going to build relationships with the executive team proactively using my process of 15-minute ally meetings. This is the process that I created and I teach exclusively inside of Executive Ahead of Time to show you how to build that trust with the executive team that you are ready to lead at a higher executive level. It doesn't matter if your boss is ready to promote you if the executive team does not know your name. So you're going to start to build those relationships now because other executives know and have relationships with other executives. This is the process, my friends. This is the process that gets people not one, but 2 promotions in less than 6 months. It happens over and over and over again. So if you feel stuck, if you feel like you've been passed over for a promotion, I am telling you, we don't have to wait any longer. The next cohort of Executive Ahead of Time is enrolling now. So go to executiveaheadofTime.com, get your name on that list. I don't care. I don't care where you're at in your career right now. If you want to be a senior executive leader, if you know that you are meant for something more, if you're already a senior executive leader, but you want to have a real voice at the table, get in there for 6 weeks and join me inside of this program. The magic of the program is exactly what I taught you. It is this 3-step process that we go into great detail in my training modules, but you also have me there to coach you along the way. Because what works for one person doesn't always work for the next person, and there's slight tweaks in the process. And like, let's say, for instance, if you're communicating to your boss to get out of the weeds and you're like, well, I can't do that because my boss is like this and da, 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 da. I'm going to figure out a way that you can still do that, but maybe with somebody else or with your boss. But I'm going to notice what it is, where you're getting tripped up, where the actual problems are. So you're going to get weekly group coaching from me. And you're also going to get a roundtable discussions where you're going to meet with the other incredible, incredible women in this group every single Friday. So get yourself into Executive Ahead of Time. If you have questions, shoot me a DM. I'd love to have a conversation with you. But more importantly, I just want you to see what is possible when you truly start becoming the executive ahead of time. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye.